At some point during the separation and divorce process, couples do find themselves needing a lawyer. It may be to help negotiate the terms of an agreement, or alternately, it is to put the terms of the agreement into writing so that they can sign off on this contract between them. Concern is, depending on the lawyers you see, the lawyers can actually contribute to the conflict between the parties. In worst case scenarios, this means going to court. Couples, generally, they want to avoid court. They don't want that as part of their divorce and separation experience, nor do they want the costs associated with that. In lieu of a risk of going to court, there's a new movement in family law called collaborative family law. In collaborative family law, the lawyers will actually promise you they will not go to court. They along with you, sign something called a collaborative law participation agreement. The basic tenet of this agreement is, in the event they are unable to help you successfully resolve matters between you and your spouse, they cannot and will not be used in a court battle. What's the benefit? The benefit is you now have lawyers who are determined to help reach a settlement out of court. Okay, so their mind is directed towards settlement and reducing conflict between the parties. There is no benefit to them to an increase in conflict. In fact, to these kinds of lawyers, there's a benefit in helping you manage your case, manage your situation as expeditiously as possible, because they are going to then trade on their good reputation, their reputation for settling files, not their reputation for beating others up at court. Collaborative family law. Within collaborative family law, they work through a different process rather than the standard court process. You know, traditional family law, meetings are dictated on a court schedule. Woe betide to figure out what that schedule is in some jurisdictions because the courts are so backlogged. However, in collaborative family law, you set the pace of meetings between yourself, your lawyer, the lawyer for the other side, and the other party. That means you get together in four-way meetings to settle matters between yourself on your own schedule. You're not tied to a court process. You're tied to the own schedule of your construction. This is a fantastic benefit for many people because now they can see the process through in a more timely basis. A lot of concern that by going through a collaborative law process, how do we handle financial matters? How do we handle parenting matters? What if we still don't agree on the finances or the parenting plan? The collaborative law model doesn't preclude bringing in other professionals on an as-need basis. And indeed, in some jurisdictions, these adjunct professionals form part of the collaborative team from the get-go. Speak with your collaborative law lawyer, figure out whether they work as part of a team from the get-go or whether or not they bring these other professionals in on an as-need basis. In any event, the beauty of the collaborative law model is rather than each party getting their own professional and then, you know, conflicting opinions and then they're duking out between the different professionals. With the collaborative law model, the parties agreed to use a single financial consultant, a single parenting or mental health or family specialist consultant. And so these persons are accountable to both parties, not one or the other. Information given to the financial professional or the family parent-child professional is derived also through meetings, perhaps with the lawyers present, but certainly with both parties giving their information at the same time to the professionals, so there's no question as to whether or not they've received the full range of information. These professionals in turn deliver their recommendations or their insights or their suggestions to the parties directly, either jointly, serially, one after the other, or through what's called a collaborative team meeting. So you're considering separation and divorce. Sorry that matters have turned this way, but now you have to consider finding a lawyer. Consider those lawyers who are trained in and practice collaborative family law. Their interest is to find a solution that works for your entire family, not just one piece of it where when you help only one piece, the rest remain in conflict where, at the end of the day, that benefits no one. Collaborative family law. I'm Gary Dierenfeld. By the way, I'm a social worker, and here I am singing the praises of these lawyers.